Center 2. Okay. Okay. Yes. No. The volunteer does not have to wear the hat. Center 2 is all about reinforcing what the kids know and or introducing it to them about animal and plant defenses. And so to start, especially if they haven't been to the other centers yet, there are handouts here that you can, or glossy 8x10s, 11x17, that explain different defenses, like that the clownfish can hide in an enemy, but anything that follows it in will get stung. Camouflage and changing colors, making them more camouflage and having warning colors. So there's different ones in here that might be really good to introduce the idea of defenses. There's plant ones in the back. That talk about self-defense that plants have, poisons and thorns and armor. So that would be a good way to start this off, and then you jump right into the double bubble map. A new thing that they're doing at school is they've got the kids doing thinking maps, and they're doing it all across the board in all their classes. And so we thought we'd use it here in ELF. And but because I'm sure that very few people know what's up with the double bubble map, I made a guide. So this is the double bubble map guide. And this shows you kind of how to put it together. The kids shouldn't see this right off the bat because they're going to build this. This is just so you know how it goes.
Emmy, hold up the double bubble map really quick.
Sure.
I'm going to zoom in on it. Okay.
Are there some more? Yeah.
Got it.
So after you've introduced and reviewed the idea that plants, to survive, plants and animals have made lots of adaptations, and one of them is developing defenses. You jump into having them start describing the plants and animal defenses. And so to start, and again, I don't think I said this center could easily be done outside, which would be, and it's the one that kind of is geared towards going outside. So you can place on the ground or on a wall, the first two rows, animal defenses and plant defenses. And then you get the kids to start brainstorming, well, what are the different kinds of defenses that a plant or an animal might have or that they might share? So let's say they say that a hard coat, like a turtle has a hard coat. Well, nuts also and acorns also have a hard coat. So that would be a defense that they share, so that would go in the middle of the bubbles. And then, let's say they say, plain dead, like a possum plays dead, so does a hog-nosed snake. So you would put that over here on the animal side. And let's say they say, looking big, like a school of fish looks big, or I learned that the long-eared owl puffs up to look big. So that would go, again, so you're just building this. Itching, poison ivy, and mosquitoes, that would be a shared defense would go in the middle. The plant defenses that weren't shared were difficult to find, but I did find a really interesting plant called the monkey cup. And it's also and there's some called the pitcher plant. And it's this plant that's got a giant, I don't know if you guys can see that from that far away, but things fall in there and get trapped, and there's water in there and they drown. And that's how it keeps things from eating it. So that would go on the plant side. And if you start to, the other code about this is that, I've got it color coded. The animal defenses are blue, the plant ones are red, and mixed they're purple.
Oh.
So, and then like the projecting parts like cactus and animals that have antlers. So you start to build this, and you can build it on the ground or on a wall To hook it together, you can either use string, pieces of string to draw the lines and lay this on top of the string, or there's sidewalk chalk. If it's not windy, I highly recommend that. And even if it is windy, my last second thought today was duct tape. You can tape the bubbles to the ground.
The many uses of duct tape.
The many uses of duct tape. So you go through, and there's even provided in here, because as I did more research after everything was laminated and ready, I think there's more defenses than the bubbles that I've got. So if kids come up with that, there's dry erase marker and blank bubbles. So improvise, add, go for it. So that's part one. So after they've done that, then you'll wrap it up and just have them discuss, kind of focus on, when you get this going, most of the defenses are shared. And the idea of the bubble map is to illustrate that, and illustrate that there are some differences, but there are also a lot of similarities. So after you've done that, you can go to the adventure game. And the adventure game is so every kid, and there's way too many of these, but if you play a bunch of rounds, then so one kid's the adventurer, and that kid wears the hat and gets the defense bank, which I will hopefully have a little sash thing. I'm not gonna wear that.
They'll be like Indiana Jones.
So, yeah. So, and the rest of the kids are either plants or animals, and they're on a trail. So the adventurer's on a trail. The kids are wearing what they are, like, and it says on the back, like, this is a hog-nosed snake. So the adventurer has to look in his defense bank and find, well, what defense does a hog-nosed snake have? Armor, traveling in groups, no. Hiding, no. Running, hopefully. What defense does the hog-nosed snake have? I gave it away earlier. Does anybody know?
Playing dead.
What?
Playing dead.
Yay, you were right. It's playing dead. Yeah, which is in this pack somewhere. Probably at the back. Yep. Last one. So if the adventurer gave this animal the correct defense, then the adventurer gets a point for that. If the adventurer said that the hog-nosed snake traps things to have a defense, then it loses a point, and that animal doesn't survive and is hunted and is killed. Sad. So, and then you can go through rounds of that, trading who's the adventurer, and running through this gamut of choices.
Wow, that's a lot.
You could be. So
Is there a key in there, Emmy?
do not have a key. The key actually is that most of these pictures came from all of these. So this is, if you can use the bubble map as your key. And hopefully the kids maybe will pick up on that too. The hog-nosed snake is not in there, but you had to trick them a little.
Keep them guessing.
Yeah. So, are there any questions? Adventure and excitement abound. That's it for
Center 2. Any questions on centers 1 or 2 or intro? Basic stuff?